What are you waiting for?
Come join the Geek Drums Nation.
What is up, guys? Welcome to today's video. In today's video, we will be going over my thoughts on The Flash Season 9, Episode 4, which is entitled Mask of the Red Death. Now, before we get started, if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit the alert bell so you never miss another video. If you like this video, please like it. Please share it around there so I could stay in the algorithm. Now, for this review, I want to make it quick, sweet, to the point. So I'll just be listing off the things that I did not like and talking about the things that I did like. Honestly, this episode was a step above the past two episodes. If we're being completely honest, this has been the best episode out of the first four. That's kind of disappointing to say because this is the final season and you want them to, hit the ground running with every. Let me start off with my bad. Flashbacks. Again, we know who Mina is. We know what happened to Thawne. We don't need to see that again. And that ugly blue filter. I hate it. The Chalegra stuff, apparently that's a in-universe shipping name that they have. Chalegra. You see it on Chester's computer screen talking to Wookiee Lover. Wookiee Lover is just a Chester fanboy at this point. Wants to know about all Chester's relationships. I guess that's cool. I don't care about Chalegra, Chegra, whatever. This will they, won't they crap. It's been drawn on for too long. I'm tired of it. Don't need to see it every episode. And I have to add in the Cecile and Joe stuff was cool, but it slowed down the story. If you're gonna make us think that, since Jesse L. Martin is leaving the show, Joe will be leaving Central City and Cecile is being torn in, in a different direction, yada, 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 it's gonna cause tension in their relationship. Don't turn around and just say, oh, he's not leaving. They're not moving because Cecile wants to be a superhero. Where in the world is Joe gonna be for all the episodes he's not in? Explain that to me. That's dumb. That was dumb storytelling, in my opinion. Lastly, Javicia, everybody knows I love Javicia Leslie. It's just some of the line delivery for, the crazy aspect of Red Death, like last week with there's the train, like last week with the I Am Vengeance, and this week with the Let's Get Nuts, and, just the ending scene. Just the ending scene with her. It was cringy as all get out. I could not deal with that. I could not deal with that, guys. I'm sorry. Like the way her arm motions and the way she was moving, I laughed because I couldn't take it seriously. Javicia is just her voice, and she just gives off the I'm gonna be the good guy demeanor. Now, don't get me wrong. The rest of the Red Death stuff, the stuff with Iris, it was amazing. I'm gonna talk about that in a second. But it was just that ending scene. I laughed. I couldn't help the laughter. It came off super campy. I still think she's doing a phenomenal job with what she's given. It's just some of the stuff was fun. Let's jump into the stuff that I did like. Mark basically being the butt of the actual rogues. And Mark's story this episode, he redeemed himself a little bit in my eyes. Because I'm gonna let me just jump around. The end of the episode with Mark basically, him and Barry had that heart to heart. He realized, man, this guy's willing to give me a fifth chance. I can't let this happen. He even winced when Red Death attacked Iris in front of him. He winced. I seen it in his eyes. He's not down for this. He only wants Frost back, and that's causing him to make stupid decisions. Seeing him sabotage the cosmic treadmill, I was so happy to see that because it's like, Mark, do the right thing, bro. Do the right thing. They'll still respect you in the end. Do the right thing. So him taking on the rogues by himself, and we're not dumb. We know he's not dead. We know he's not dead. He's a series regular. If they were to kill him off in the fourth episode, what's the point of making him a series regular? We know Mark's not dead. But to see Barry want to just run back to where he was and to save him, because you never leave anybody behind. I love that. Barry does not give up on people easily. Sometimes he does. That's I guess it depends on who's writing it. That's neither here nor there. That's another nitpick. But I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that part of the episode. Uh, Barry is initially thinking that Red Death is the new negative Speed Force avatar. We later learn in the episode that's not the case. Ryan Wilder, or in this timeline, Ryan Wayne, she built the suit herself. She studied the Flash's suit. She studied how his powers worked, and she developed her own artificial Speed Force to power her suit. Now, why does it look like the negative Speed Force? I have no clue. Maybe it just goes with the red aesthetic of the suit, of the costume. I don't know. They didn't explain that. Maybe they'll explain that later. But I thought that was really cool. I personally never thought that our Ryan from Earth Prime was that smart of a technical genius. But this is a different timeline, a Ryan from a different world timeline altogether. I like how they did that. I guess it's not, the reverse Flashpoint timeline. Ryan Wilder, I guess that's not explicitly stated, but from what she did say, I'm guessing she's not from that timeline. So her whole interaction with Iris showing up at the loft, Iris immediately calling her out on her BS at every turn. I like that. That shows that Iris is a great reporter. I like that whole interaction. That small piece of the episode was the best part of the episode for me, guys. I loved seeing those two on screen together. Ryan, Javicia, basically, her acting was on point in that episode because that Ryan, of course, they were friends in the other timeline. So she's been in the loft before. She knows where everything is. And Iris was peeping that, like, I don't know you. I don't know Ryan Wilder. You've never been in my house before. So for Ryan to be walking around, going in the fridge, knowing where things are, knowing where she lives regardless, huge red flag. And for Ryan Wayne to be such a genius, I mean, come on, you wouldn't have put two and two together that she would figure that out. She runs a newspaper, bro. Like she's an investigative reporter. Iris doesn't fall for the okey doke, at least not all the time. She doesn't fall for the okey doke. So good on Iris. I really enjoyed that. I liked what they did there. I loved what they did there. We get her backstory. Me and my wife basically came to the conclusion that she's like nuts. She is nuts. Like she's crazy. The line she said fit. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. She's nuts, bro. Like basically wanted to stop the villains, wanted to stop crime at all costs. So she started studying her enemies' weapons, learning how to rebuild them, and then she moved on to her teammates. She's nuts. She wanted to stop crime before crime even started. So you could have been putting away an innocent person that didn't do anything yet, which could in turn turn them into being a villain. If you guys get what I'm saying, she was nuts, and Javicia was playing the crazy aspect perfectly. The nervous twitches that she had when she was in Iris's apartment, when Iris would catch her, doing certain things that were off, and she tried to snap back. I loved that. I love that. I would have loved to have been in the room on that set when they were filming that, because to me, that's good acting. I enjoyed that a lot, guys. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Javicia Leslie super fan, simp, whatever you want to call me. I'm saying it because that scene to me carried the episode. Now, at the same time that we're in Ryan Wilder's apartment, at the same time we're in Iris's apartment, excuse me, Barry's talking to, well, who he thinks is Red Death in the suit. Come to find out, he's just talking to a suit. It's like a Savitar suit, self-piloted. Self-piloted. I thought that was really cool. That was really cool. Again, didn't know Ryan Wilder had that type of technical know-how. But hey, I'll take it. So he's talking to the suit, finds out that she built the suit herself. She built the suit herself. She built her own artificial speed force, realizes he was wrong about the negative speed force choosing that avatar, and she calls him out saying, like, you think you can always save people, but you cause most of your problems, yada yada yada. And like these line deliveries that she's giving to him with the Red Death voice on, I enjoyed it because that voice is intimidating. It's still concealing her identity to Barry at this point in the episode, and he's just sitting there in disbelief. He's chained up, has the meta dampener, can't get loose. She shocks him with some lightning, so he's already weak. Like, come on. All I needed was an actual fight between the two, and this episode would have been a 10 out of 10 for me. Why we're waiting till the last episode, this is another negative I have. Why we're waiting till the last episode for them to actually fight is beyond me. I can care less about the rogues. This is beyond me. I don't get why we're waiting this late in this story arc. We're waiting till the very last episode for them to have a fist fight. And honestly, I would hate to say it. I think Ryan Wilder, the actual Ryan Wilder, is going to do majority of the butt kicking of Red Death. I hope that's not the case, but I just got that feeling. But anywho, another plus of the episode was when Ryan Wilder Red Death baited Barry to come out with the with a tachyon, sending out a tachyon signal to get him to come out into the open. When she first showed up in the city, one of the extras was like, "Everybody run!" That was hilarious. Extras are funny. Extras are funny. I don't know if anybody else heard that, but I heard that extras are hilarious. Shows up, sends out that tachyon alert, basically signaling Barry to come here. It's a trap. I knew it was a trap from the jump. That's when Roy Bivolo, the OG Rainbow Raider, shows up. And, well, I hate to say it like this, his powers are leveled up because original Rainbow Raider, he made Barry feel fear this time instead of rage. Because I was wondering, like, what is he going to do? Make Barry angry? And that's what's going to be able to, get Red Death to be able to take him down. He's just angry, gets sloppy in the fight or something. I don't know. Didn't see it that way. But, gave Barry some fear. I liked it. That means his powers have grown over the years. We have not seen this man since season 1. After that, Red Death sends out a EMP the way she did it with the clap and the lightning. That was cool to see. Blacked out the entire city. That was cool. I loved that actually. Like that's an interesting use of her powers. It just shows what speedsters can do with their lightning, artificial or organic. Now, we find out she needs Barry to power that treadmill because artificial speed can't power the treadmill, which made me think Godspeed hopped on the treadmill and ran back with no problem. Now, was it because that was a Star Labs built treadmill and it was professionally built or something? Or was that just the writers forgetting that they did that? I don't know. Huge plot hole. Me and my wife noticed that. Huge plot hole. Maybe they'll explain it later. But does not matter. It does not matter. After Ryan beats up Iris, gets her on the floor, and does an amazing suit up scene. I left that out when I was first talking about this part. That suit up scene, the way the suit just came to her and wrapped around her, I loved that. I know people are going to say they stole it from Iron Man. Whatever. I thought that was cool. That was some great CGI, great special effects. That was cool to see. Anybody that thinks otherwise can kick rocks and lick bricks. That was cool to see. So after that, they go back to the hideout. That's when Chillblaine sabotages the treadmill. And if anybody didn't notice, that is how Bruce Wayne took Barry's powers and fused them together in the comics. Except it was more of a, I'm going to use all of the rogue's weapons against you, wear you out, but I'm going to strap you down to the hood of the Batmobile with the cosmic treadmill attached and just drive into the Speed Force and get powers. But she wanted organic speed so she could get back to her timeline. That's when Chillblaine redeemed himself, sabotaged it, and it basically shorted out her suit. It also kind of shorted out Barry's powers for the time being. They're not permanently gone, but each season they got to figure out a way to depower Barry. It's a thing. It's been going on since season 1. Get over it. I'm over it. It's whatever at this point, guys. So that happens. Chillblaine gets beat up by the rogues. The Great Value rogues get the SOS that Chester sent. I forgot about that because I could care less about the Chester, Keone, Allegra team. Like, honestly, they get the idea to call the rogues through using Hartley's secret frequency or whatever from Keone spouting off some hippie stuff. And they show up, find out that they can't track him because he has on a power dampener, which of course, Goldface figured out because that's the first thing he would do when you capture somebody like that. So They figure out another way to do it. They find them. They use Allegra's teleportation balls. They save Barry, leave Mark to die. Barry's pissed about that, as he should be, because Mark was sacrificing himself. Mark basically turned his back on his new rogue friends for his old rogue friends because he realized that he was a major jerk for that. Like, that was dumb. He realized Frost wouldn't want that. We approached the end of the episode with the extremely cringy Ryan Wayne Wilder exposition of, basically her saying, if I can get back to my word, I'll take this one. The way she said it was cringy. And that's the way the episode ends. It ends on a cliffhanger because we know next week is a part 2 of this episode. I'll give this episode a 7 out of 10, guys. The stuff that I enjoyed, I really enjoyed. The stuff that I could care less about, I could care less about. That's all I could do. It's just like episode 1 to me. This is a step up from the last 2 episodes, though. More action, more Red Death stuff, finally, because it felt like they were moving at a snail's pace. And at first, I thought, okay, episode 2, maybe episode 3, they'll build up. Build up little by little. And I was cool with it. But after last week, I was just like, whoa. Had to take a step back, had to sit back and think from a filmmaking aspect from how the previous seasons have gone, and to think that this is a final season. We need more than what they're giving us. They weren't giving us much. And for Eric Wallace to sit there and say, oh, we don't have time for such and such. We didn't have time for such and such. You're not using the time that you do have wisely. But before I go, guys, we saw Jenna. We saw Jenna today. She's like 6 now. We ain't seen that girl in a while. It was good to see Jenna Marie West for the one time that we're going to see her this season. Let me just throw this little nugget in there. I did love the backstory that Ryan gave for her. In her timeline, there was no Bruce Wayne. She was adopted by the Waynes. She was their daughter. So on her Earth, she was Batwoman from the start. She was the only Bat person from the start. So no Kate Kane, no nothing like that. It was a way to, just adapt the story. I thought that was pretty cool. I did talk about it. Iris being a investigative reporter and being really good at it because of that BS story that that Red Death gave Iris about the EMP frying the Batmobile battery and some wire burning her arm, and then she just still came to Central City to help anyway in under an hour. The Batmobile's fast, but it's not that fast. Like, come on, for Red Death to have this, perfect plan and know what she's doing and be able to build all this tech. She's a terrible liar, and she tells very, very stupid lies. What did you think of the episode? Is it a step up from last week? Is it the same to you? Would you give it a 7 out of 10? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Like I said, like this video, share this video. If you are not subscribed and this is your first time here, please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the alert bell. I would greatly appreciate it. I'll catch you guys later. Let's hope next week is another great episode. It is the conclusion to the Red Death arc. Guys, all right, check you later.